And a very, very warm welcome along, everybody. How is everyone doing? Happy Friday. We've made it to the end of another working week. And I am very, very pleased to say I'm bringing you Klawf today. It was a bit touch and go as to whether we were able to get Klawf done in time. Now, I do need to very quickly grab my Klawf. As you can see as well, OBS needs to catch up. Anytime you're ready, OBS. I've been having real issues with OBS lately doing this. So we have the background, we just don't have the foreground. So it'll do it whenever it wants to do it. In the meantime, let's welcome in some lovely people. Welcome in Adrian. You were here at the very beginning of when the stream went up into the pre-prepared stage, I suppose is the best way to say it. And welcome into Benjamin Glatt, to Seth Kearney, to A Gamer's Tale, to Gemma Barnes. I hope you got some rest and I hope the test went very well, Gemma. To Seth Kearney, to D1, to Royal K-Man, to Ronjamin 1022, to Deadpool, to Seth, to Kim for 14 bloody months. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Phoenix Fire, on the new job. I am so, so happy for you. Welcome in Kamikiku as well. Let's get ourselves a Klawf, shall we? So we're using the challenge run patch for this, as are most of the backports now. So Klawf is a rock type. That leads us with the Chikorita line and the Totodile line as options for the rival to have. I think I'm going to give the rival the Chikorita line, because I think that's going to be much more threatening. Welcome in the Lockstar. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So we'll say no to that. We will say yes to this. And we'll say no to Chikorita. Set the power for hidden power. I don't know what we'll need, so we'll just go for ground, because that's a sensible hidden power choice to make. We'll say yes to evolution. We'll say no to that. Klawf is a single stage evolution, but we don't really mind saying yes to the evolution. And now here is the Klawf. You start work on Monday? Congratulations, Gemma. That is a bit of a spoiler, isn't it? Oh dear, I've got the wrong map loaded. Whoops. Let's pretend we don't see this. There we go. There's a Klawf. So yes, on Boxing Day, we have that particular Pokemon coming out. The one that we had a little sneak preview of then. Now, I do just need to very quickly get a screenshot of this Klawf so that I can get it all on the website for you all. Because we need it on the website for you to all play it. And this is going to be the first time we are using Klawf. We've not done any testing, of course. We never do here with the backports, because I like the first time experience. And in just about a minute or two's time, you will be able to download this backport. If Photoshop would like to comply and let me crop. Oh, the things I should have done before stream, but ended up running out of time because I was too in my own little world doing a voiceover. Which happens more often than I care to admit. So let's get a stroke on that, shall we, so that it's all nice and bordered. We'll export it as Klawf Backport. And now let's get this up on the website. So if you are on trainersquidgy.com, my website where you can find all of the backports, in around about 40 to 50 seconds time, you're going to see a new backport on the backport page. So I would really love it if any of you want to play along with me. You can always download the patch. It's not going to be that quick to, or that long I should say, to put the patch on to a clean copy of Pokémon Crystal. And then you'll be able to play along. Or at least you would be able to play along if I didn't mess up what I was doing. Why is everything going wrong? It's a Friday. It's the end of the working week. It, of course, has to go wrong on a Friday, doesn't it? I've forgotten how to do this. I did it a couple of days ago. Apologies for the delay here. Professional streamer me, honest. Let's upload a file, shall we? Klawf Backport. Let's then edit that, edit, upload the backport patch, and then we'll be all good to go. Apologies for the slight delay in getting this started. But I am very pleased to announce that in about 2 or 3 seconds' time, I just need to type the word Klawf Backport into that, replace the link so it isn't the Corfish one, And then click save. We now have the Klawf Backport ready to go. Thank you so much for your patience there. We are all good to go. And yes, getting closer and closer to 7,000. I'm trying not to think about it. I really don't want to think about how many subscribers I've got because it freaks me out. This backport was done by the lovely, or should I say, the sprite work was started by me, finished off by the lovely Snail Shoes, because it was an absolute nightmare to do. But we ended up getting it in the end. So let's now take a deep breath. We can look at our stats. Level 5 with 22 HP, holding a berry, and our two moves are Vise Grip and Rock Throw. 16 in attack, 18 in defense, 10 in special attack, 12 in special defense, and 14 in speed. So we're a little bit nippier than we were with the Crawdaunt challenge we did on Wednesday. And I'm hoping that will make all of the difference. And welcome into everybody who I have missed in chat while I was freaking out trying to get everything done. First wild Pokemon is a Pidgey. We knock it out with 1. And we can start moving on. High attack, high defense is great. I wish we had a better special defense though. It's going to serve us very well until we get to red. I think red is going to be one of the big sticking points. And seeing as we don't learn Earthquake, I think Hidden Power Ground was definitely the right play. Maximum Hidden Power in Generation 2 is 70. And all of our Hidden Power types that we have here on the backport will go for the maximum Hidden Power type. Or the maximum Hidden Power, I should say. Yes, it's kind of a small crab on the back sprite. We tried a bit of cropping, but it didn't look right. So we've ended up just going full picture of the crab on the back instead. Trouble is, it's a very wide Pokemon and not a particularly tall Pokemon. And that means it's always going to be shrunk a little bit on the back sprite. I will say, as much as a pain in the bum the sprite work was to do for this, the moves were incredibly easy. Because they are all just reskins of moves that are currently in Generation 2. Grow to level 7, I think we're in medium fast, you know, although don't quote me on that. We're either medium fast or medium slow. Feels like medium fast. And let's now take on our first rival battle. Gonna throw a rock at Chikorita. It's gonna be 3 rocks that we need to throw to knock it out. Oh, ripping your pants at work is never a good idea. Wouldn't recommend it myself. Let's now move on to Elm's lab where we can name the rival and get on with the challenge properly. If I seem a little bit flustered, it's because I completely ran out of time with what I was doing earlier today. Because I was mid-voiceover, and then I had my alarm pop up on my phone saying, "You're streaming in 10 minutes." So I had to get everything set up in around about 5-10 minutes time, and that is just not something I'm able to do. So hopefully the little bit of panic and flusterness will easily go away. And like I mentioned, you are able to play this Klawf Backport on trainersquidgy.com. Click on the Crystal Backports tab. It's going to be the 4th on the top row. I'd be really interested to see, especially those of you watching on the VOD, if you want to play along, what your times are, what your strategies are. Did you go for something completely different? Or did you go for something very similar? Having the pure rock type is going to be great when it works. Welcome in, Grogbast. Yes, I'm feeling a lot better than the videos that I did a little while ago. I will say that the videos are very much recorded in advance. So when I sounded rough a few videos ago, that was about 4 weeks ago by now. So I have had plenty of time to recover. In one of the Kanto chats coming up in a little while. Oh, have I done Gen 3 to 6 Rock Tomb? That might just be a thing on the overlay, you know. Because the overlay isn't smart enough to know whether it's Gen 9 Rock Tomb or not. Please do bear with me. I can double check that. We have learnt Rock Smash, by the way. What I will do is I'll finish beating up Wade, and I will double check the Rock Tomb values. Thank you for the link, Kim. Rock Tomb is... Let me double check everything on this. It's little errors like this that can easily slip through the net, you know. So we want to go onto the Klawf branch. Sounds kind of painful, doesn't it? Moves.asm. Let's double check Rock Tomb against that. So, yes, we do want to double check that. So Rock Tomb is a 60 base power move with 95% accuracy. That was accurate, but I will remake just in case. And it's an overlay issue this time. Very rare we get these funky overlay issues. So what I need to do is I need to go into the Gen 2 move info section, which is just here. Because the overlay isn't smart enough to know whether we're playing a Gen 3 or 4 Pokemon or later. So I do have to manually edit these things. So it's not a 50 power move. It's a 60 power move with 95 base accuracy. Now if I refresh the overlay, just like this, we should see that it has now fully updated as it should be. And I will reload the save just in case. I know that the overlay does nothing for in-game power, but you know what? I want to do it anyway, just to be doubly sure. We'll do that, we'll do that. I will also update the patch, and then we'll be good to go again. Bit of a messy start to stream today, but we were overdue a messy start to stream, weren't we? It's been far too smooth this week over the last... How long has it been? 3 streams we've done this week. Goodness. It's an awful lot of streams, especially for me in a week. So let's make that. We will make that. Hopefully OBS has caught up by this point. We will then give it a save. Website updated with everything fixed. And close that because it's just unnecessary on-screen furniture. And now, we're good to go. Again. Pokeball acquired. Did I get the Bitterberry? Yes, I did. It's one of those days today. One of those days. No point in going into Sprout Tower with our special defense at the moment, so we'll go straight into our first gym. One-shot the Spearow, that's very good to see. Our big issue is going to be Mudslap off the Pidgey line when we get to Falconer himself. Rock Tomb was a bad move in Generations 3 to 6, but I am very glad of it because we have to see it an awful lot at Roxanne, don't we? One-shot the Pidgey, very good start. It's going to be a range maybe. Nope, we just one-shot, perfect. 451 for our first badge. Let's get the phone call from Elm and let's go and deposit that egg. We'll never see it again. No need to heal either, so we'll just go into there. And very quickly, new NPC in the Challenge Run patch, folks. New NPC. So you can now change the time and day in-game. So if we check the Pokegear now, it's back to 4 AM on Sunday. So if you want to get any of your type boosting items, or if you want to maybe change the time of day for Curse, you can now do that. That is a very handy feature. Welcome in, Dan. I hope you're having a great day. Yep, it's 4 AM and sunny out. It must be middle of summer here. 75 base speed is not too bad for Johto. Will be a little bit slow. Oh, goodness me. Just hit with your rocks, mate. Will be a little bit slow, of course, for the red fight. Especially with that Pikachu, but we can make up for that in rare candies. That feature has been a lifesaver in the challenges I've recorded. You can also abuse the return NPC, because of course you don't have to do challenge runs on the patch. You can do whatever you like. No, Klawf is pure rock. And I am very happy about that, because it means we don't have a 4 times weakness to grass. A lot of encounters here. Of course, we have the wild encounters on all the way through. I actually counted an average of 16 encounters before you get your first repel active. I went through a few old videos because that is an awful lot of encounters, but I just think of it as an awful lot of experience. Rock Tomb, yes please, goodbye Rock Throw. You got some noodles, tea and hard-boiled eggs? Enjoy. We've ended up semi-inadvertently having a bit of a crustacean week this week, haven't we? That always gets, whenever I say crustacean, it always gets that joke in my head. I'm sure you'll all have heard it. But what is the difference between a dingy public transport terminal and a crab with boobs? One's a crusty bus station and the other's a busty crustacean. It was unintentional until I finished stream on Wednesday and I thought I could get Klawf done. Welcome in, Smayev. Yes, it is a Pokemon from Generation 9. Not related to the Krabby line whatsoever. But it is still very much a crab. I really like Klawf, though. Still haven't got a shiny of it in Scarlet and Violet. Maybe I'll hunt one over the weekend. I say maybe I'll hunt one over the weekend. I don't have time to hunt at the moment. No, the Krabby line isn't in Scarlet and Violet. Guaranteed catches, by the way, if you enable this option in the Challenge Run patch. So you can throw any old ball, and it will work. I will be honest, cynically from a content creator point of view, I'm hoping this stream does well. Just because it's a popular Pokemon. It's one of those big Pokemon from Generation 9. Although, as you've all seen with some of the Pokemon I backport, I don't really care too much about how popular they are. I just think, how interesting will they be? I would have liked to have seen Crabhammer as well. It would have been good as a water-type move. Did we get poison there? Yes, we did. We'll use an antidote so we don't have flashing. The balls will only catch first time on Abracida Comparis. Aha, it's an egg move for Crabhammer. We don't have egg move set. And Kamikiko, what are you doing? 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. That is incredibly bloody kind of you. So congratulations to Deadpool, to Chad, to Diego, to Benjamin Dorney, to Geralt or Heralt, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that G, of Rivia, to Nev G, to Sam Furness Brown, to Deadpool, not to Deadpool, to Dylan, to Unam, and to Louis Cypher. If you are in chat and you did get a gifted membership, please do say thank you to Kamikiku. That was incredibly kind of them. Let me pause the timer so that I can just make the alerts. Stop hogging the limelight. Yes, YouTube does do memberships. And one of the great things about memberships, and I'm blowing my own trumpet here, is you get to set your own prices. So I've undercut Twitch by quite a significant way. Because what is it now in the UK? Is it like £5-6 for a Twitch sub? I am considering adding a new tier of membership. Something just really, really as cheap as I can possibly get it. So that anyone who does want early access but can't justify £3 or £4 a month, I'm going to try and make it as cheap as possible. Though I'm not 100% sure if or when I'm going to do that. I think Metal Claw's not going to be that useful. So we won't learn it. I've never used Coffee. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think I signed up to it just to reserve username, and that's about it. No, he is a single-stage evolutionary line. Patreon is a pain in the arse, I will say, to put it bluntly. I enjoy having my Patreon, but that website does not make it easy. I have a feeling, you know, we're going to take a reset because we got paralyzed. This could be a tricky battle. Or we could get through. If you want to cancel your Patreon, Kanbei, feel free. The only positive I will say about Patreon is I get a significantly better cut than I do elsewhere. Then, as I've always said, I'm not in this for any kind of money. I'm in it to hang out with everybody else who's in the chat. You could be in chat and never super chat, never join the membership. I'm going to treat you exactly the same as anyone else. Because one of the things why are we getting headbutt? We don't learn it. It feels like we should learn it. But there was a bit of a debate yesterday as to whether we should give headbutt, and in the end, we said no. I feel like there is a bit of an air of, what's the word I'm looking for? Elitism in the challenge running scene. So I am trying my best to just completely remove any elements of elitism. I am fortunate enough that my brain can never remember the Crab Rave song. Now, we did step into the grass, and that would have triggered an encounter. Which is why we are having to look for an Abra manually. I am thinking about making this little sign here a cheaty sign that resets your Abra encounters. It's been a while since we've been on the hunt like this, hasn't it? I tell you what, if I see one more bloody snubble, I'm going to yeet it into New Glauconshire. 10% on this route is Abra. You wouldn't think it. There we go. Yeah, there's a slight thing where if you're wearing a repel, your encounters still count up. Which I'm trying to find a workaround for, but you know what I'm like. I'm an idiot who wings things, so I've not been able to figure it out yet. Thank you, Ronjamin, for your very kind words there. I always try my best to be as welcoming as possible to everybody. Oh, exactly. If a game has been purchased, it should be available forever. I had the crew, never got around to playing it, and now it's gonded. So that was, I think, 30 quid up the Swanee, which I'm not too happy about. But you live and learn. Right, shall we complete the HM, friends? I think we shall. It is apparently an egg move for Crabhammer Frico, however your name is pronounced. I hope I got it correct. One of those ways. See, I think of lemmings when I hear you live and learn because of the level you live and lem. Welcome in, Firo Guy. I hope you've had a lovely morning of flapping around. I do get tempted sometimes, and after stream, occasionally we will grab the mystery egg. But it's not a priority. I'm just so focused on getting the challenge done. But there are times, especially afterwards, that I'll go back and pick up the mystery egg. You've got to think, with however many challenges I've done, I've probably got 30 or 40 shiny mystery eggs all waiting, ready to go. Oh god, I remember games for Windows Live. That's taking me right back. We don't want to take on Tangela today. That would not be a good idea. Remember when they changed MSN Messenger to Windows Live Messenger? They made it terrible in every possible way. Alright, up next is, of course, going to be Whitney's Gym. Rival 2, 1 reset because of the paralysis. Not the worst in the world. Let's now see how we get on against this cow. Well, at least now we outspeed, and that is actually a fairly good Whitney battle. Plain badge, 1619. I can go one better than the MSN chat rooms. I used to go in the AOL chat rooms as a kid. MSN Messenger was my home as a teenager as well. I had AIM as well for a few people who were on AOL. I've never heard of Orcuts, though, I've got to be honest. I do remember ICQ. That just had a bunch of numbers, didn't it? ICQ, instead of an actual username. We ain't going to do quick accuracy today. We've got not a cat in hell's chance of doing that. I remember back in the day as well that my search engine of choice was bloody Lycos of all things. I think that had the first image search. Oh, I remember the pre-broadband days. My brain also remembers 0800 0927 445, which was the number you had to call to get onto AOL for the dial-up. I remember Ask Jeeves as well. Alta Vista was good as well. I think they got bought by Yahoo, maybe. Could be wrong there. Ask Jeeves was a very personified search engine that turned the search results into a butler, I think, giving you the answers. I loved Neopets. Rock Blast without skill link just isn't worth it. I think we'd do higher average damage per turn with Rock Tomb. I will say, though, that Neopets did annoy me with Mirka Chase, because I could never properly see the colours of the eggs. I had off-brand Encarta that came with the, like, 99 packages of shovelware that used to come bundled with PCs. My PC was Time, I believe. And I do remember spending a lot of time on Crompton's World Atlas, I think it was called. It's because I liked the background music. Also, very surprised they got away with a lot of the stuff they had in Neopets. Because a lot of it was gambling. I was a little too old for Club Penguin. It would be nice if there was a Lake of Calm. Lots of TMs being taught now. I played a few games on Newgrounds. I particularly enjoyed the fake dance machine. I think it was called Rhythm Fireworks. I didn't get internet until we went to the Millennium Dome as a kid. And BT, of all things, had a display there where you could make a little 3D virtual avatar. But in order to download the avatar, of course, you needed the internet. And that was what persuaded my granddad to then sign up for the free AOL trial. The Millennium Dome was a very weird experience, though. I'm very glad you were able to break the language barrier, Bundy Buddy. The streams would not be the same without you. You didn't miss much, Kanbei, by not going to the Millennium Dome. I was 9 when I first went to London, worked in London for 3 or 4 years, in my late teens, early 20s. And now I do everything I can to avoid that place. It's far too busy. I loved Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I had the off-brand. I had Theme Park Inc. Never had the fortune of meeting Oliver Twist himself, no. I think Theme Park was Bullfrog of all things. Got ourselves 12 repels. I've got both Parkitect and Planet Coaster. It's amazing what you can play in Assembly. I think the Hardstone is held on like Wild Geodude. It's not worth bothering. By the time we find one, it would be a lot longer than just powering through the 3 or 4 battles where we'll struggle without it. Arthur on Thursdays. Where does Arthur live? He's one of the ones I'm not familiar with. If he is local, we can pick him up. Or pick it up, I should say. We don't want to pick up Arthur personally. That'd be a little bit rude of us. Let's now take on the rival for a third time. Hidden Power will make light work of the Haunter. We've got Cross Scissor now for the Bayleaf. Hidden Power's a one-shot on the Magnemite. That's the Pokemon we were up against, of course. And we'll one-shot the Zubat as well. That reference is a little bit too niche for me. Route 36 on Thursdays. Let's get our bearings, shall we? That is Route 37. It's going to be a one and done today, I think, with the Klawf. Yes, Cross Scissor. We'll change that back to Sunday so we don't mess up trying to get return later. Cross Scissor, I hardly know her. I dread to think what cross sizzing is. Please don't answer that in chat. I have at least heard of the League of Gentlemen and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen as well. Oh, we're falling through the floor. That's painful. Swap Hidden Power up to Tippy Top for now. Let's take on Morty. Forgot to equip the Mint Berry, and I also forgot to save before this battle. So I really hope we get it first try. Thank goodness for that. Fog Badge in 2734. Double checking that we picked up Strength. 99% certain we picked up Surf. You know what, today I wouldn't mind getting Swimmer K-Lead. She's a nice bit of extra experience. I'm actively considering getting rid of Rock Tomb for now, when we grow to level 33. Because it's not 100% accurate. And I think having the bug for the rival is going to be a lot better. Oh god, we're paralyzed. Then having a stab move just for now. Because don't forget, we do get Rock Slide in 9 levels time. But I think for this interim period, we don't really have anything necessary for rock types. We've got the Gyarados, but that'll go down easily. No Earthquake either. Very annoying that we don't get Earthquake. But we are using the Generation 9 TM and HM Learn set, plus the mandatory ones in Gen 2. Very rare that we get to see Primeape use Karate Chop. Here is one of those occasions. Swords Dance made Chuck easy. I reckon the rest of the challenge should be fairly manageable now. I am wearing the repel. Already done that. High horsepower is a decent-ish substitute for Earthquake. Although, considering we have Swords Dance, I'm not 100% sure high horsepower will be the play. Because you've got that 5% chance to miss. Whereas with Hidden Power Ground, at least we've got 100% accuracy. We'll get Spread Tower out of the way now. Might as well, it's going to be a very easy place to be in. Gives us a chance to waste some Vise Grip PP as well. Vise Grip will be the next move to go. Oh, I could go for a share box of nuggets from Macca's as well. Except they wouldn't be shared. See, I'm simple, I go for the ketchup. Though I'm annoyed with McDonald's. I ordered one of their sweet chili chicken wraps the other day. And specifically requested no mayo. First half of the wrap had no mayonnaise at all. Second half of the wrap was slathered in it. Let's now teach Flash onto our Paris. You're wiggling the tower, Shawnee. Let me teach the last HM move, and then I'll move out the way of it, just in case. Where do we want to go to next? Probably back in Violet, so that we can get the PP up. We'll do a little bit of housekeeping now, so that we don't have to do it later. Charcoal acquired. We'll sell that for cash money moolah. Now we should hopefully have enough repel steps to do this and the Lake of Rage. There we go. Through the Gary. With more than enough rappel steps to spare as well. We are going to do a quick heal here. Just for PP purposes. I've never eaten at Taco Bell myself. Don't really have any locally accessible to where I am. Unless you go into the big towns. I'd rather not go into the big towns. I've heard about the Baja Blast, but I've never been tempted to try it. UK Taco Bell is meh. I'm very glad I'm not missing out on much then. I think Folie à Deux literally translates to Madness of Two. It's a little bit grim, but I remember... God, it must have been about 16 years ago now. A set of Swedish twins experienced a case of what is suspected to be Folie à Deux and ended up running into traffic on the M6 just south of Stoke-on-Trent. They survived, thank goodness, but I don't really want to finish off that story because it gets very grim. They did a special Motorway Cops episode called Madness in the Fast Lane. I believe it happened on or around my birthday because we got caught up in the traffic. We were going to the Snowdome in Tamworth. We ended up having to turn back. I've not been to the Snowdome in Tamworth, God, in 18 years now. We weren't able to make it then. It's not the same since it moved to Channel 5, Canbay. Something about having adverts. It just doesn't work. I'll stick to repeats of police camera action on YouTube instead. Five-star, I remember back in the day, Five-star used to be called, might as well have been called Quiz TV, the channel. Yeah, very much these days, it's Police Intercepts as the channel. Used to love the old quiz channels, though. Had quite a few former colleagues who worked for them. Quite often in the UK in general, they'll send up the helicopter instead of going in for the chase. It's safer that way. I just find it amazing that it isn't just a trope of American TV. And quite often in the US, you can see police chases televised. Nice and simple price battle there. Glacier badge in 3940. I don't drink coffee, so I've never drunk anything from Starbucks. Oh, I remember that Kanbei. That was disturbing at best. Right, we're in a bit of a catch-22 against Jazz here. Because it's not going to be easy to set up against the Magnemite. However, we're going to take a fair amount of damage from Iron Tail. This is now a range, maybe? Yeah. Could be here for a little bit. Because we'll just get parafused if we set up against the Magnemite. Well, if we set off one there and go for the 25% miss, then we should be able to survive another Iron Tail. No, we can't. Yeah, Jazz is proving to be problematic. I don't want to use our Persecure Berry either. There are safer places where we could use that. Right, we should be good now. Yeah, we're absolutely fine. Just took a little bit of luck combined with the teeniest modicum of skill to get through that. Right, we'll go through Ice Path next. We'll get our fly points in Blackthorn, and then we'll take our break for this stream. A little bit too much of the secret potion for that Steelix there. Nothing too terrible, though. God, is our bag that messy? Let's get rid of some of the crap we don't need. No, we've not done Radio Tower yet. We're just heading to Blackthorn first. Greg's is a chain bakery here in the United Kingdom. No, you've not missed out on a segment at all. It's just we do things out of sequence compared to the remakes in Gen 4. And that does throw a lot of people, actually. Every so often I get accused of cheating when I delete a move like Strength before Rival 4 and Radio Tower. I remember when my local pound bakery was Parker Bradburn. I think it became Hampson's, then Sayers, then eventually Pound Bakery. No, it's a bakery chain, does pasties, sausage rolls, pies. All sorts of delicious bad things for you, really. Sayers, that was the other one. It had so many goddamn names. Let's do our vitamin shop beforehand, actually. So we don't need the charcoal. Don't need the 4 nuggets. Don't need any Pokeballs. Dynamic Punch, don't have hands. Can't use that. Don't want to 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 use that. Mud Slap surplus to requirements. Same with that, same with that, same with that, and same with that. We're rich for 5 seconds. We'll use the protein, we'll use the iron. We'll buff up our poultry special with that. Give the hard stone for now as well. And while we're here, we'll pick up return. Sayers was upmarket Greg's, and then it became the Pound Bakery and became downmarket Greg's. Right, I am taking the first and hopefully only break of the stream. We've paused the timer at 45:43. It's going to be a 3-minute break. I'll see you at the top of the hour. And we are back. Thank you so much for your patience there. We'll unpause the timer. Are we all ready? It's Radio Tower time. Gotta love the Radio Tower. I think I'm going to hold on to the return TM for now as well. Maybe use that when we get to Kanto. Yes, they do have Tim Hortons in the UK. Fairly recent thing, but we've started getting them. There's one near where I used to work in Manchester. But I was always in such a rush to leave that place that I never stopped to get one. I think the most extortionate donuts I've seen are Krispy Kreme by a long way. They're delicious, but I cannot justify the cost. See, my local Krispy Kreme is in my local Tesco. I've used the wrong move twice in a row there. I was supposed to vise grip this thing. Ooh, Tim Hortons in Salford. Where about in Salford was it Tim Hortons? Because I can't bloody remember where it is. Well, this battle is going all sorts of wrong. There we go. We just about scraped through that battle. We'll use a full heal just so that we don't get poison animation on screen. Gotta go behind this desk. The rockets cannot see through the desks. Rock slide will get rid of vise grip. Surplus to requirements really at this point. We have return if we need to get a normal type move again. Let us now use one of our elixirs. We'll heal up with a super potion or two as well. We'll take on Rival 4. That is true, youngster Joey is taller than the player. Range? No, one shot. Perfect. That's a guaranteed one shot. Might as well continue using Hidden Power. That's the better move for Sneasel Pleasel. And that was a very easy Rival 4. Sub 1 hour Claire is definitely possible with this thing. Let's try and get through the rest of Radio Tower. Very weird not having a normal type move on the learn set, I will say. I reckon we'll probably can Rock Slide after the League as well. I can't see anywhere where it will be needed. Well, I've not been in that part of Salford for many, many years. So I grew up just the other side of the canal. Of course we miss Sleep Powder. Or should I say, of course we miss Cross Scissor. Not Cross Scissor, Rock Slide. We get Sleep Powdered. That's why I'm not a big fan of less than 100% accurate moves. There's always a risk as to whether it's going to pay off or not. Don't jinx the last fight, please. We don't know what's going to happen there yet. We could miss every single rock slide and it could all go very wrong. The Forest Walk song is an accurate representation of what goes on in my brain at all times, to be fair. Nearly at the end of this slog. Rival 2's Ghastly is one of the peskiest Pokemon we come up against. Having the chance of both paralysis and sleep on one Pokemon when you don't have the options to get extra levels is horrible. That is true. There's, for some reason, rock moves cannot be 100% accurate. And I am very pleased to say we have now beaten up everyone in Radio Tower. We can leave. It's a sad state of affairs when the best rock-type move in Generation 2 is Hidden Power Rock. There are probably a few high-accuracy rock moves in later generations, that's for sure. But in Generation 2, you're stuck with low accuracy. And just like that, we missed 2 rock slides back to back. And that is enough for me. Say goodbye to rock slide. We're going stabless for the rest of this. I've had enough of missing moves. Horsepower, no. We're not going for anything that's not 100% accurate now. .65% accurate for rock throw is an absolute joke. Actually, no, we'll go the other strat for this one. We'll use our Purse Cure Berry here. Maybe. Probably get off a Swords Dance into return. Just gonna hope our returns hit. Perfect. We were never going to get a sub 1 hour league with Klawf. Best hidden power type depends on the Pokemon. Ice, Rock, and Ground are the 3 best hidden power types overall, though. If you're a special attacker and need something to take care of Lance, go Hidden Power Ice. If you're a physical attacker and you've got something for Jasmine and the Magnemite line, go for Hidden Power Rock. If not, go for Hidden Power Ground. Professor Elm's got something for us. We'll ignore him. Can sell that Hardstone now. No need for it. I know the feeling, Kanbei. I am incredibly hungry as well. I'll get food after stream. There's no sense in going on another break. Happier with the learn set now that we've got return. Sometimes stab is not the play, you know. I think this is one of those times. I would love to go for fish and chips, especially because it's a Friday. I'm grumpy with McDonald's since they messed up that wrap, to be fair. A really good chippy down the road that I might wander to after stream, maybe. First of 3 max elixirs we'll pick up, hopefully, on this routing. Let's now take on the rival for the final time. Starting with Sneasel Pleasel, we're going to knock it out with return. Goodbye, Meganium. Nice to see you throughout the course of this challenge. Goodbye, Magneton. You existed. Same with you, Haunter. Best you did was the paralysis for our first reset of the challenge. And Sora Donald Goopy, thank you so much for the $5 towards the fish and chips. That is very kind of you. We'll heal up whether we need to or not. And now it's time to say thank you to the HM friends. So it's thank you to Kenya, to Abra, to Psyduck, merci to Paris. Biggest thank you of all goes to you lovely green names in the chat. Gonna have full restores, and we'll do a cheeky little save before the league. And our stats going into the league, we are level 51 with 154 HP, holding the pink bow with return, hidden power, ground, sword stance, and cross scissor. 142 in attack, 158 in defense, 76 special attack, 97 special defense, and 115 in speed. Those, of course, the out-of-battle stats will get a big buff in battle, as we'll see now against Will. He's our first league member, a Psychic-type specialist who leads with Xatu. That is a very good question about Kenya, you know. Should have no issues from now on here. Up next, Koga. Let's see how we get on. We have sword stance, can't see this being too much of an issue. What'll happen is we'll get drank a couple of times from the Ariados. Very nice and simple Koga battle there. I'm not normally a big fish eater. If I do eat fish, it'll normally be cod. Fish and chip shop near me does some very nice battered chicken bites, so... although it's technically not fish, I will sometimes eat scampi. Guaranteed damage there from the Mach Punch. It's a texture thing for me with fish. I don't like how flaky it normally is. A little bit of prep work for Karen here. Let's take her on. A one-shot the Umbreon, that's what we love to see. Can one-shot Vileplume. Goodbye Gengar as well. Murkrow's no problem. Neither is the Houndoom. First time Karen, what I love to see. Now we're going to stick on that Persecure Berry again for this battle. So I'm a little bit concerned about setting up against the Gyarados. We'll just use a single Sword Stance. This might be a misplay. There is one way to find out. Seems like we got the right strategy here. I've never used a script. I've never seen the need for one. There we go. Lance all completed. 105.52. I wonder if Kenya was maybe a mistranslation, like got lost in translation courier. Final league time, 106.26. Oh god, that time is still going. Yes, Klawf did have a 25 on it. There's a slight graphical issue at the moment that I am going to be fixing. The dex number's printing in the wrong place. Now, we did have like 3 or 4 seconds of... Or maybe even longer than that, looking at that. We had about 20 seconds or so of timer going when it shouldn't have been. So I will unpause the timer when we're halfway towards Cherry Grove. There we go. Roughly back in sync now. So, well, welcome back to the HM friends. Welcome back to Kenya, Abra, Cider, and Paris. Let's start making our way towards Kanto. Klawf is a Generation 9 crab Pokemon. We've had a bit of a crustacean week this week. I took 2 steps and pressed to open the bag. And now that we're nearing Kanto, we can start thinking about looking out for that magic number 171. That's what we'll need to outspeed Pikachu. So if we get 171 in speed throughout the Kanto section, we are good to go. Why did I pop in again? We're going on the boat. I think I'm going to pick up the extra Perscure Berry just west of Lavender and try some kind of setup. Yep, absolutely no special attack, virtually no special defense on this thing. No guillotine this time. We've had too many moves miss already. Of course, the first thing we do in Kanto is the last thing we do in Johto. Getting another rare candy, this time from the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. That is a very good point. Why is it our problem that sailor's slacking off? I dread to think how long an Oko-only challenge would take. Going to be no issues at all here at Lieutenant Surge. 5 simple one-shots to get us started here in Kanto. 109.36. Grab the lefties just in case. Gonna grab an extra Carbos here. How fast can No God Machamp beat Pokemon Emerald if it knows all the Oko moves? Incredibly fast, I would reckon. Was No Guard Gen 3 or did it get introduced in Gen 4? I know they added a lot of extra abilities in Gen 4, didn't they? I love mono rock types as well, but they definitely have their weak points. No Guard bypasses accuracy checks on both sides of the field. Technician's a really good ability. Like, if we have Technician on a Smeargle, that would change the routing entirely. Yes, anything up to 60 power. And if it's a move like Fury Cutter, you'll only get the boost on the first turn. For later gen Fury Cutter anyway. Can't see Janine being any issue at all. Technician Mousehole Population Bomb would be flaming ridiculous. I love Mousehold. Yeah, No God bypasses accuracy checks on both sides of the field. So in a 1v1, accuracy stats just do not matter. It's like both the opponent and the player uses a Gen 2X accuracy. Let's take on Sabrina now. Three one-shots, exactly what we'd expect here. Marsh Badge in 1:14:34. Time for everyone's favourite slog of the challenge now. It's Nugget Bridge. We'll try and get through it as quickly as we can. I still, to this day, do not understand why they put this Nugget Bridge challenge in. I like the Bye Bye A Go-Go Man as well. Just a shame he's linked to the Nugget Bridge. That is very true. They're not even on the bridge anymore. 2 more trainers before we can move on with our lives. There we go. And our reward is getting called a pest. 1 reset at rival number 2 because we got sent to sleep. Or paralyzed, I think, actually. And then another reset. Or the rest of the resets, I should say, were at Chuck. Welcome in No Speech Gaming. How are you today? Oh, it wasn't Chuck, was it? It was Jazz. Yeah, Jazz proved to be a little bit problematic. But overall, not a bad little runner is this one. I'm doing very well, thank you, No Speech Gaming. Hoping to get sub 130 with this thing. Very much on track. Exactly, the paralysis from the Magnemite really did screw us over there. So we had to play around the Gen 2 miss. Which I never like doing. Accuracy is far too low at 95. We've been screwed over too many times by low accuracy moves on this challenge. Same, I didn't like that the Pokemon Tower was turned into a radio broadcasting place. High horsepower does work, yes. I think they did just move all of them into that teeny tiny building. There we go. Brockle completed. Wood 1922. 2 more badges left to go. Fairly certain it's a speed drop on high horsepower. What's the one I'm thinking of? It's Bulldoze I'm thinking of, isn't it? Oh, it does double damage on the following turn if it didn't connect. I thought that was Stomping Tantrum. I mean, they're both 2-word, multi-syllable ground-type moves. They're easy to get mixed up. They give off the same vibe, don't they? That's Blaine burnt out. Actually, there's no sense in elixiring. We've got no healing items. We'll just Pokemon Center from now on. And we are going to have to pause the timers to deposit the HM friends because of a quirk of the Gen 2 AI here. We will not have a chance to attack that Pidgeot. Music playing at the moment is something from Sword and Shield, I know that much. Oh, it's Wild Area South that is playing at the moment. We'll unpause the timer now and take on blue again. Nice and simple one-shot on Executor here. One-shot the Zam. Nothing will be able to stop us. Although we are still slower than Red's Pikachu, so we are going to have to use some rare candies. Yep, 171 is the speed we need. We don't have 171 in speed at the moment. Most annoying ledge in the game, that one. Surprisingly, I've never forgotten Talk to Oak. Every time I think it's going to be the one where I don't speak to Oak. But I think that lack of self-confidence and self-belief that I'm going to speak to Oak is what makes me speak to Oak every challenge. Drop down the hard save. Let's see how badly this goes. Yep, just as I thought. Gonna need some rare candies here. Pikachu can be very frustrating. Very good so far. Although that reflect has screwed us over. It's going to take some figuring out, I think. We'll go up to maximum level. Outspeeding the Espeon is huge. I think that was a speed tie. I think we should be good now. Get ready for the final time for Klawf. As we knock out the Charizard, we grow to level 75. We defeat him in 1:26.08. Which is not bad going at all things considered. Let's see where that lands us on the leaderboard. This is a backport challenge, of course. And that time of 1:26.08 gives us 12th place on the leaderboard, a tie with Walrein. I think that's a very, very good time for Klawf overall. Not quite enough to make it onto the front page of the leaderboard, but still a very, very good time. I have never had a Crab Rangoon, no. Front page of the leaderboard is looking like this. Zangoose still in first, Flamigo in second, Bouffalon in third. Brawler will be coming another time. I've played a lot of ice types recently in preparation for the December challenges. I really couldn't bring myself to play another ice type. Now there is one last thing we of course need to do before we finish stream. We're going to attach the mail to Kenya and we'll say thank you, Kenya. It's been an absolute delight over the last 90 minutes or so. You've got to go home. We have returned Kenya to their rightful owner for another challenge. We'll save as we always do in front of Nurse Joy in the Pokemon Center. Yes, we'll evolve Crabrawler in the Ice Path when we get to that challenge. But with that, we're done for another one. End of another week of challenges here on the channel. I say that, we've got another video coming out on Saturday, but it's on Sunday, but it's the end of the streams. So thank you so much to Kim's Mad World for the 14 months, Kamakiku for the 10 gifted memberships, and Sora Donald Goofy for the $5 towards the fish and chips. It has been an absolute pleasure, as it always has been today. I will be back live with you next week, probably Monday at 2 PM. We do have a video coming out on Sunday for all of you lovely people to watch, though. We have, I believe it's going to be Vaporeon, with a very special challenge with Vaporeon on Sunday. For all you non-HM friends, if you are a HM friend, then prepare yourselves. It's going to be Feraligatr in Fire Red. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I will catch you live early next week. And thank you all so much for hanging out today.